Get us up to speed. There's an idea out there that we've kind of touched on tonight for a downtown streetcar. What would that be like?
Well, the idea is for a St. Louis streetcar. It would run. The idea right now is 7 miles with an east-west route going from Central West End to downtown, and also north-south on 14th Street and New Florissant. Right now, we've gotten through the feasibility study stage. We completed that process last March, 2013, and right now we're looking at some additional funding to go to the next level of study, much more in-depth, much more engagement from the stakeholders along the route to look at both the environmental, economic, and social impacts of the project.
So right now we're just in
we're in the planning stages,
proposal stages.
Right.
Who do you find that wants this? What's the partnership's interest in this?
This idea has been around for quite a while. Since I've been in Downtown Partnership the past 7 years, the idea's been floating out there. And it's been the developers looking at the idea that if you put in fixed rail, bring in good transit, you're going to see more development come to the rail. And for us, with the modern streetcar, right now we look at the Kansas City. They're coming in right now with a 2-mile starter line of a modern streetcar coming through their downtown. And last week their mayor stated that there's been $750 million in development already coming to that area before the streetcar even opens. And there are other examples in other cities where streetcars have come in, brought the great transit, and they're bringing the development, they're bringing in streetscape. That's what we want to try to do here in St. Louis.
So we're hearing that on Twitter. People want to know what the economic impact of these projects is. You're saying that it can be a real tangible thing that you see results from.
We are very excited about looking across the state and looking at Kansas City. And part of our Twitter and Facebook, we repeat what's happening in Kansas City so people can see and get a good feel that it's not just Portland, it's not just Seattle, it's Kansas City doing this.
Let's get real basic here. Explain how this works. These cars would be in the traffic. These would be rails put down in the street, not unlike the trolleys of old or the streetcars of old.
They can be in the street with the right-of-way, but especially along Olive and Lindo, there are certain parts where you could maybe get dedicated lanes for the streetcar, where it's wide enough and there's enough room to do both traffic and dedicate a streetcar lane. But for the most part, they'll be in traffic, much like a bus, in terms of what space that it takes and the amount of congestion it causes, so it'll be minimal. And they'll have signal prioritization. They can keep moving when they're going down the street, and it's going to be just the connections that we can help provide and improve the transit system overall, because it will work with Metrolink, it'll work with Metrobus, and hopefully grow ridership in general for all transit.
This sounds cool to a lot of people. It looks cool to a lot of people, but does it really have an impact on our transportation needs? A lot of people point out you could put some buses out there right now, get people connected to that Metrolink line a lot cheaper and a lot quicker.
You could do the bus, but you look at the developer, the buses can move. There's not that stability that the transit's going to be right here. They're putting the rail in. It's not going to move. I'm willing to put the investment in there for 100 units of residential and know that transit line's not going to move on me. That's the key for the developers, the stability and knowledge of what's going to happen going into the future. It is a fact. It is cheaper to do a bus, but we see the greater benefit of the development and the growing of the area. And really, looking at the east-west line, you're connecting a major corridor in St. Louis. The largest employer in Missouri with BJC and WashU out there. Downtown St. Louis, the highest density of employment, and to start that north-south connection up 14th and New Florissant, there's some possibilities there. There's something in it for all of us. I think you're saying to have those different centers connected. Definitely.
Give us an odds that this will happen.
Hey, I'm still working at this. I'm excited about it. I've not gotten burned out by all the hurdles that are out there, at least. But right now, the game plan is hopefully 2020. We can have some things rolling down the street, going from downtown to Central West End, up to Old North and Crown Candy.